Saraswati Vidyalaya Union High School and Junior College welcomes all the students of Standard 9. In today's History Chapter 6, Empowerment of Women and Other Weaker Sections, we are going to study nomadic and denotified tribes and about minorities. Nomadic and denotified tribes. Castes and tribes that move from place to place for a livelihood are included under nomadic tribes. They live by rearing animals and engaging in some other occupations. The British had declared some of them as criminal tribes. In the law of 1871, to curb crimes, some of the main groups were mentioned as criminal tribes and their occupations and movements were banned. This unjust law was repealed in the post-independence period and the curbs on these tribes were lifted. They were included under denotified tribes. So students, we have seen here that most of the castes and tribes, they keep on moving from one place to another. It was for their livelihood and they are included under nomadic tribes. These people were called as nomadic tribes. They kept on moving from one place to another for earning their living, and they live by rearing animals and engaging in some other occupations. So they keep some cattle with them, and by rearing them, by selling the milk or the flesh, they keep on earning their livelihood and they are engaged in the meantime with some occupations wherever they are staying. Now, before independence, when the British were ruling India, they declared these people, these nomadic tribes, as criminal tribes. And in the law of 1871, to curb crimes, means to reduce the crimes, what did the Britishers do? They mentioned these criminal tribes and their occupations and movements were banned. So, most of their occupations and most of their movements were banned by the Britishers before independence. Now, this unjust law was repealed in the post-independence period. So, when India got freedom, then the Indian government, they lifted up this law which was imposed on them. They were included under denotified tribes. So, all these nomadic tribes, they were included under denotified tribes. You can see in the picture that these nomadic tribes, they keep on moving from one place to another to earn their livelihood, to earn their bread, and they are associated with some occupation related to that place where they are staying, and they keep on rearing animals. Now, special efforts are made by the government for the purpose of their social and economic development. These tribes have been given representation in educational institutions and the government sector. So the government has given special provisions for them for getting education and also the jobs in the government sector. So now the next are the minorities. In any society, a group of people of a particular religion, language or race who are few in number are termed a minority. As there are various religions, sects and languages in our country, we see great cultural diversity. There is variation in cultural traditions too. In order to preserve their cultural traditions and develop their own language, the Constitution gives the citizens certain educational and cultural rights. Minorities have the right to protect and conserve their language, culture, and traditions. For this purpose, they have the right to set up separate educational institutions. The government implements various schemes for their progress. Now, minorities are those people who are less in number. Now, in any society, a group of people of a particular religion, or it can be language or race, who are few in number, okay, they are termed a minority. As there are various religions, now you know that India is a country with various religions. We have diversity, okay, and we have cultural diversity. Now there is variation in cultural traditions. In order to preserve their cultural tradition and develop their own language, the Constitution of India, it has given the citizens certain educational and technological. They have given them all types of educational and also cultural rights. Now these rights are given so that the minorities can develop their own culture, they can protect them, they can conserve them, their own language, their culture. For this purpose, they have the right to set up separate educational institutions. So those people who are minority, they can even set up their own educational institutions. The government implements various schemes in this program, in this process. Now in the next chapter, we shall study about the progress that India has made in the field of science and technology in the post-independence period. With this, we finish this lesson, Empowerment of Women and Other Weaker. Thank you, students.